हेलो एवरीवन, आइए हम फिर साथ में हैं एक नए लेसन्स के साथ और इट इज़ सेम फ्रॉम योर टेक्स्ट बुक एंड द सेम यूनिट दैट इज़ adolescence, right? And the lesson name is Diaries Enduring Script. So basically if we see, this lesson is all about a girl who is sharing his feelings and experiences, what she felt when she was in the age of adolescence, and the experience was about his daddy's work, and now how his work is coming with them, and in this way how she is saying that this is the lesson named after that her feeling, her experience, and that is daddy's enduring script, right? Now you will say, what is the meaning of enduring? एंड्यूरिंग मतलब जिसका कभी अंत नहीं होता, वो साथ साथ चलता है, जो स्क्रिप्ट लिखने की कला, स्क्रिप्ट मतलब राइटिंग वर्क से रिलेटेड है, राइट? सो बिफोर गोइंग थ्रू दिस लेसन, लेट्स know about the writer of this lesson. So Miss Amara Banwani Dev is the writer or author of this lesson, who wrote Daddy's Enduring Script. Maybe she has shared the feelings or her experience with her daddies through this short story, right? So who is Amara Banwani Dev? So Amara Banwani Dev is the lady who teaches in high school mathematics at Good Shepherd Convent, Bengaluru. In 2003, she won highly commendable prize for her entry for a horseshoe nail in the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association short story competition, right? So now here we start the Daddy's Enduring Script. This story is all about the experience of a girl who had always with his father during he was working, and she always trying to observe how his father is writing, with what color of pen he is writing, what are the circumstances they have to face during at that time, right? So she is sharing all the experience here. Now we'll learn more about this lesson after listening the audio of this lesson. So first we will go through the audio part of this lesson, and then we will understand the explanation of this lesson. So let's have a look and hear the audio part of this lesson.
Unit 4, Adolescence. Reading C, Daddy's Enduring Script. Seated in our drawing room, Daddy quietly wrote into the night, the green ink from his fountain pen turning thoughts into words in his beautiful handwriting. My mother and little sister would be fast asleep in the bedroom, but I sat huddled in a blanket on the cane chair opposite his desk and watched. It was the 1960s. We lived in Chennai in a smiling, modest house with whitewashed walls and green windows, a big garden around it, and an inviting porch. To help make ends meet, my parents had rented out half the house. Daddy was a freelance writer, contributing short stories to Tamil magazines and scripts for films, although the film offers were few and far between. Before I was born, he had once held a steady, well-paying job in Trivandrum as Malayalam newsreader. His name, Nagarkoil K. Padmanabhan, known to All India Radio listeners in Kerala. He had suddenly resigned from AIR to pursue with relentless passion his dream of being a writer. Among Daddy's early friends in Chennai were actors Gemini Ganesan and Nagesh the comedian. Ganesan continued to visit us even after he became famous. I would look out starstruck as his blue Fiat drove in. He would tease my handsome dad, calling him Mapillai, Tamil for bridegroom, and the two would go on talking shop. One thing Daddy had gained early from his writing was Mummy. An English literature graduate and avid reader, she was a fan of Daddy's magazine stories. The two became pen pals, met, and got married, although the doe-eyed beauty from Bangalore was no Brahmin like Daddy. It was a huge leap of faith to marry intercaste in those days. As I sat there watching Daddy, I wondered what he would write every day. I knew how he always worked on his next story at night, even as he was working on his current one at the film studios. My big hit is just a script away. He would smile, his deep dimples showing. Aren't you sleepy? No, I would mumble, although I would often doze off in the chair and he would carry me to bed next to Mum. I would dream of reams of white paper filled with green writing and of valiant heroes. Good always triumphed over evil, and Dad's heroes were always good. When I was 10, he gave me Harper Lee's novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, a rather new book then. Just one story like that is enough for a lifetime, he said. I sensed the longing in him. He had had a body of work by then, but a big hit eluded him. The novel made a great impact on me, and how right Daddy was. Harper Lee never wrote another novel, yet became a legend with her only book. Summer nights, Daddy would regale us with tales about the film shoots. He was a good mimic with his radio star's voice and was an excellent actor himself. And I would sigh, what a wonderful thing it is to be a writer. On Sundays and holidays, I would go up to the attic where I hid my journal and write endless stories of my own. When Daddy wrote scripts for Telugu producers, they would be in English. Sometimes he would ask me for a particular English word, which I would supply. My heart would swell with pride that I was a part of his writing. My sister Anuradha and I studied at Chennai's Holy Angels Convent, a most exclusive school which my father could ill afford. Still, he wanted us to study and speak English well, an entitlement, he would say. Then one day, I heard my parents whisper excitedly of a lucrative offer that had come to Daddy for a Telugu film. At last, he would be rich, and Mom had promised me a red frock, some stationery, and a new doll. There was an air of suppressed excitement in the house, of dreams that were finally coming true. I had a school picnic to go on early one morning. The evening before, Daddy had come home, tired from work, but took me out to buy snacks and sweets for the picnic. My basket was crammed with goodies. I was bursting with joy. Daddy set the alarm for 5 in the morning, ironed my clothes for the next day, and went to bed. The next morning, the alarm clock went off. I got up, but Daddy did not. He passed away in his sleep. A coronary thrombosis, the doctor explained. I was 13, my sister Anuradha 8. Daddy was just 41. Along with his body, our dreams too went up in flames. But Nindu Hridayalu, the Telugu movie he had scripted with superstar N.T. Rama Rao in the lead, had celebrated its 100th day. The producer sent some additional money to my mother for the Hindi distribution rights of the film. The movie was a blockbuster and the first in its genre. Daddy's script became a recurring Bollywood theme. Three brothers separated in childhood reunited as adults, avenging their parents' misfortunes. Another Telugu producer had visited us to offer his condolences. He remarked ruefully that my father's script for him was left half done. I know the story, I told him. I could finish it for you. He looked at me with kind eyes. Are you sure? I nodded. Daddy discussed the treatment with me. He smiled at my use of jargon. I completed the script for him. My mother, who had been a teacher before her marriage, went back to support the family. We left our beloved home and city, moving to my mother's ancestral home in Bangalore. Then, as the years rolled by, life meandered in different directions for Anuradha and me. But our love for language and the written word stood us in good stead. Studies completed, Anuradha became a marketing professional while I became a mathematics teacher. We soon had our own families and children to raise. Even so, Daddy's unfinished dreams lingered on. Both Anuradha and I continued to write. I brought out a collection of my poems, while my sister published her anthology of short stories and a novel. In 2003, my entry for a horseshoe nail in the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association's short story competition won a highly commended prize. Selected from 3,700 stories, the competition was tough. The judges informed me. Your story was beautifully told and very well written. Centered on an organ donation racket, it was set in a remote Tamil Nadu village but read across the world. A UK doctor used the story as a topic for debate among his university students. The following year, it was Anuradha's turn. She too won a highly commended prize for her story. Today, my elder daughter, Darshana Ramdev, is a journalist with the Deccan Chronicle. She always wanted to write. My younger one, Diksha, studying computer science, is also an ardent writer and has an active cricket blog, The Tea Towel Explanation. I'm going to be a cricket writer one day, she says as if it were a warning. Let me finish my engineering. Daddy passed away in 1970, 2 generations ago, I would say, but his single-minded devotion to writing still glows like a beacon among his children and grandchildren. Anybody can die, yet, as I finish one more piece, this story you have read, I know something for sure about Dad. His writing never stopped.
Okay, now the daddy's enduring script. The story start here. Seated in our drawing room, Daddy quietly wrote into the night. The green ink from his fountain pen turning thoughts into words in his beautiful handwriting. Now the girl is sharing his view that when she was quite younger, she was sitting in the drawing room, not only she but also her dad, right? Daddy quietly wrote into the night. उनके father जो थे आराम से he wrote quietly, because when we see at the daytime there are lots of noise, and the writer usually prefer the night time because so that they can focus on their work, they can imagine more powerfully, more their imagination works in a more imaginative way, right? So because of that, all the authors basically like to work or want to do their writing work at that late night, because at that time they can be focused because of the less noise or no noise, right? So here the girl is telling that they were sitting in the drawing room. Daddy was quietly writing into the night. The green ink from his fountain pen, turning thoughts into words in his beautiful handwriting. So यहाँ पे वो बताना चाह रहे हैं कि the handwriting of his father was so good and he was writing from green ink pen, right? My mother and little sister would be fast asleep in the bedroom, but I sat huddled in a blanket on the cane chair opposite his desk and watched. So here she is saying कि her mother and her younger sister, it means there are 4 members in her family, right? Daddy, she, her younger sister and her mother. So here she is telling कि उनकी mother and उनकी जो younger sister है, they might be slept fast in the bedroom, but she was with her daddy, है ना? So how? She was huddled in a blanket on the cane chair opposite his desk and watched. वो क्या करती थी? अपने पापा के डेस्क के अपोजिट साइड में एक केन चेयर में ब्लैंकेट को अच्छे से और क्या हडल्ड मतलब अपने आप को ब्लैंकेट से अच्छे से कवर करके वहाँ उनके सामने बैठ जाती थी. It was the 1960s. मतलब वो कब का समय था? 1960s का समय था. We lived in Chennai in a smiling modest house with whitewashed walls and green windows, a big garden around it and an inviting porch. So here the girl or the author is telling the exterior and interior of her house, like what kind of house they are having. So here she is telling ki at that time in 1960s they were living in the Chennai and their house was a little bit modest, right? So modest, here modest word is used as an adjective. It means not large or expensive, right? So वो एक modest house में रहते थे which was whitewashed walls and they are having green windows, a big garden around it, and they are having a big garden around it which is having an inviting porch. Inviting porch. Porch का meaning क्या होता है? A small covered area at the entrance of a house. मतलब जो आप आंगन बोलते हो ना, सामने वाला आंगन, that is, है ना? ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. To help make ends meet, my parents had rented out half the house. तो यहाँ जो मीनिंग होता है टू हेल्प मेक एंड्स मीट, मतलब कहने का मतलब है महीने के अंत के एक्सपेंसेस, है ना, मंथली एक्सपेंसेस को बेयर करने के लिए उन्होंने क्या किया था, उनके पेरेंट्स ने जो आधा हाउस था उसको रेंट पर दे दिया था, राइट. डैडी वॉज अ फ्रीलांसर राइटर contributing short stories to Tamil magazines and scripts for films. So उनके डैडी क्या करते थे? उनके डैडी थे was a freelancer writer. Freelance writer मतलब क्या होता है? ऐसे लोग जो किसी के अंदर काम नहीं करते, they are not working under someone, they are not employee of someone, वो अपनी इच्छा से काम करते हैं what they like, तो उन्हें हम freelancer कहते हैं, right? So वो एक freelancer writer थे जो contribute कर रहे थे short stories लिखने के लिए, कौन सी? तमिल magazines के लिए, and scripts for film, और इसी तरीके से वो तमिल स्क्रिप्ट्स भी लिख रहे थे, तमिल फिल्म्स के लिए स्क्रिप्ट्स भी लिख रहे थे. ऑल द फिल्म ऑफर्स वेर फ्यू एंड फार बिटवीन. हालांकि फ्यू एंड फार इज़ अ फेज, इसका मतलब ये होता है कि बहुत सारे नहीं थे, कुछ कुछ ही उन्हें मिलते थे, ठीक है, और बहुत कुछ तो भी आने बचे थे. बिफोर आई वॉज बॉर्न ही वंस हेल्ड अ स्टडी वेल प्लेइंग जॉब इन त्रिवेंद्रम एज मलयालम न्यूज़ रीडर. तो यहाँ पे द ऑथर वॉन्ट्स टू टेल दैट कि बिफोर शी वॉज बॉर्न शी वॉज टोल्ड बाय हर मदर और समवन एल्स कि उनके पापा थे वो एक अच्छे से एक स्टडी से जॉब में थे, राइट, एंड द जॉब वाज वेल पेइंग एट ऑल. ही वाज इन त्रिवेंद्रम एज मलयालम न्यूज़ रीडर, राइट, वो एक न्यूज़ रीडर थे. हिज नेम was Nagarkoil K. Padmanabham, known to all India radio listeners in Kerala. उनका नाम बहुत ही फेमस था और उनका नाम क्या था? नागरकोइल के पद्मनाभम, जो कि ऑल इंडिया रेडियो में फेमस था उनके लिसनर्स के द्वारा, और ये केरला की जो ऑडियंस है या जो लिसनर्स थे वो होते थे, राइट. He suddenly resigned from air to pursue with relentless passion his dream of being a writer. So suddenly what happened, one day he decided to follow his passion, right? And he thought ki nahi baba, now I have to follow my passion. For that I'll give up this job. मैं क्या करूँगा, इस जॉब को अब मैं छोड़ दूँगा, right? तो यहाँ से जो है उनका जो सफ़र, इंग्लिश वाला भी और हिंदी वाला भी, दोनों स्टार्ट होता है। क्योंकि आप जब कुछ नया करने जाते हो तो यू हैव टू फेस लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट? समटाइम्स इट हैपन्स कि आपकी सिचुएशंस जो हैं वो आपको सपोर्ट नहीं करती हैं, राइट? सो ऐसा ही कुछ उनके साथ हो रहा था कि उनकी जो सिचुएशंस थी उनको सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही थी, बट स्टिल even though he was in good job, he thought ki nahi, I have to follow my passion, and that's why he left the job of air, right, All India Radio, and he was a news reader there. तो वहाँ का जॉब उन्होंने छोड़ दिया and he started his passion was writing, script writing, right? आगे बढ़ते हैं। आगे, among Daddy's early friend in Chennai were actors Gemini Ganeshan and Nagesh, the comedian. Ganeshan continued to visit us even after he became famous. So यहाँ पे the author wants to tell that कि उनके जो डैडी हैं उनके दो बहुत अच्छे दोस्त थे। एक चेन्नई के वो थे, एक पहले जेमिनी गणेशन और दूसरा थे नागेश सर, राइट? और दोनों ही कॉमेडियन थे। कॉमेडियन कौन होते हैं? कॉमेडियन आर द पर्सन जो आपको लाफ कराते हैं, जो आपको हंसने पर मजबूर करते हैं, आपके सामने कॉमेडी करते हैं, तो उन्हें हम क्या कहते हैं? कॉमेडियन कहते हैं, राइट? तो गणेशन कंटिन्यू टू विजिट अस इवन आफ्टर ही बिकेम फेमस. आफ्टर बिकमिंग फेमस स्टिल ही continued the same friendship with his father, right? I would look out starstruck as his blue Fiat drove in. अब उस समय जो है Fiat होना बहुत बड़ी बात होती थी। तो यहाँ पे वो जो छोटी सी ऑथर हैं जो अपना बचपन बता रही हैं, वो कहती हैं कि जब मैं छोटी थी एंड आई वाज लविंग दैट, कि वो जो Fiat ब्लू कलर की हमारे घर के अंदर आती थी तो वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता था। He teases my handsome dad. वो मेरे हैंडसम डैड को, शायद मिस्टर जो नागरकोइल के पद्मनाभम थे वो बहुत ही हैंडसम रहे होंगे, तो जो उनके फ्रेंड है गणेशन, जो हमेशा उनको फेमस होने के बाद भी विज़िट करने आते थे, वो उनको हमेशा टीज़ करते थे, कॉलिंग हिम मप्पिलई। मप्पिलई का मीनिंग होता है तमिल में ब्राइड ग्रूम, यानी दूल्हा, राइट? एंड द टू वुड गो ऑन टॉकिंग शॉप, और उसके बाद दोनों, क्योंकि फ्रेंड थे, वो लोग फिर बातें करते 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 किसी शॉप पे चले जाते थे। वन थिंग डैडी हैड गेन अर्ली फ्रॉम हिज राइटिंग वॉज मम्मी. An English literature graduate and avid reader, she was a fan of Daddy's magazine story. Now, तो यहाँ पे अचीवमेंट्स की बात हो रही है। द फर्स्ट अचीवमेंट ऑफ हर डैडी क्या थी? उनकी मम्मी थी, मतलब राइटर की मम्मी थी, क्योंकि उनकी मम्मी जो थी वो एक क्या थी? इंग्लिश लिटरेचर से ग्रेजुएट थी, और वो एक एविड रीडर थी किसकी? और वो उनके फादर की जो मैगजीन स्टोरी की एक बहुत बड़ी फ़ैन थी, राइट? द टू बिकेम पेन पाल्स, मेट एंड गॉट मैरिड. तो यहाँ पे एक लव का टच आ रहा है कि वो लोग एक पेन फ्रेंडशिप हो गए. हम कहते हैं बहुत लोग बुक वॉर्म फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे जो होते हैं ट्रैवलर फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, मतलब जिनकी वाइब्स मिले या फिर जिनके थॉट्स मिले, जिनकी फीलिंग्स मिले, वो उस तरह के फ्रेंडशिप को ढूंढ लेते हैं. तो यहाँ पे ये जो दो लोग थे, क्योंकि ये पेन पाल्स थे, मतलब इनको लिटरेचर वर्क में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट था, दैट्स वाई दे वेर पेन पाल्स एंड देन लेटर ऑन दे मेट एंड दे गॉट मैरिड, राइट? Although the two-eyed beauty from Bangalore was not Brahmin like Daddy. तो वो जो आँखें थी, two-eyed मतलब थोड़ी आँखों का कलर डिफरेंट है उनका, राइट? तो वो जो ब्यूटी थी, उनकी मदर भी बहुत ब्यूटीफुल थी, कहने का मतलब ये है, और वो बेंगलुरु से बिलोंग करती थी, बट द थिंग वाज शी वाज नॉट ब्राह्मण लाइक हर father, right? It was a huge leap of faith to marry intercaste in those days. तो जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि earlier we were not allowed to marry with the person who is from the other caste. It's a big problem. The people will create, or the society will create a big problem for the new couples, है ना? कि इस तरह के मैरिजेस को अलाउ ही नहीं किया जाता था अगर वो इंटरकास्ट होता था। अभी ये बता रही हैं कि उनकी मदर जो थी वो ब्राह्मण नहीं थी, लेकिन उनके फादर जो थे वो ब्राह्मण थे। सो इट वॉज़ अ बिग थिंग कि उन्होंने अपनी मैरिज को इस तरीके से कंटिन्यू किया, हालांकि उनको बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स भी आई होंगी बहुत सारे रीज़न की वजह से। आगे, एज आई सैट देयर वॉचिंग डैडी आई वंडर्ड वॉट ही वुड राइट एवरी डे। I knew how he always worked on his next story at night, even as he was working on his current one at the film studios. My big hit is just a script away. He would smile, his deep dimple showing. Aren't you sleepy? Okay, इसको पहले पैराग्राफ को समझते हैं। तो फर्स्ट लाइन says, as I sat there watching daddy, I wondered what he would write every day. तो वो छोटी सी बच्ची थी उस समय, and she was wondered कि पापा दिन भर रात भर क्या लिखते हैं, what he used to write, और रोज what are the things coming in his mind and how he put all the things in his word beautifully and how he do this and how it is possible कि वो इतना अच्छा काम रोज कर सकते हैं। तो she was totally surprised और उनको मतलब यकीन नहीं होता था। I know he always worked on his next story at night. She was telling कि even though I was not knowing that कि what he is writing, right? But the thing she knows कि he is always writing or working in his short story. Every day he starts a new story, right? Even as he was working on his current one at the film studios, my big hit is just a script away. And at that time, one day he was working on a script of film, right? And he was preparing the script. और वहाँ पे जब वो फिल्म की स्क्रिप्ट प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, उस ड्यूरेशन में वो अपनी बच्ची से हमेशा शेयर करते थे कि अब जो मैं स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहा हूँ ये एक बहुत बड़ी ब्लॉकबस्टर हिट होने वाली है एंड वो बहुत दूर नहीं है। He would smile, his deep dimple showing. वो इतने खूबसूरत है कि उनके दोनों चीक्स पर बहुत ब्यूटीफुल से डीप डिम्पल आते थे और वो इतना कहते हुए बहुत अच्छे से खूबसूरती से मुस्कुराते थे, राइट? Aren't you sleepy? ये बात पूछते हैं डैडी अपनी बच्ची से। सो वहाँ पे वो ऑथर जो उस समय एडोलेसेंट एज में थी वो कहती हैं, नो आइड ममर ऑल दो आइड often doze off in the chair. कहने का मतलब है वो हमेशा अपने पापा से कहती थी, जब भी पापा पूछते थे कि तुम्हें नींद नहीं आ रही, तुम मेरे साथ जागी हुई हो, तो वो हमेशा कहती थी ना डैडी आई एम नॉट फीलिंग स्लीपी। और अक्सर क्या होता था, वो इतना कहने के बाद कुछ देर बाद शी डोज्ड ऑफ मतलब वहीं के वहीं क्या हो जाती थी, वो सोने लग जाती थी उस चेयर पे। एंड ही कैरी मी टू बेड नेक्स्ट टू मम। और वो हमेशा से क्या करते थे डैडी, उनको अपनी गोद में उठाते थे और उसके बाद मम के बगल में, मतलब जहाँ उनकी मम बेडरूम में सोती रहती थी वहाँ पे उनको बगल में ले जाकर के सुला देते थे। आई वुड ड्रीम ऑफ reams of white paper filled with green writing and of valiant heroes, good always triumphed over evil, and dad's hero were always good. So जब भी वो सोती थी she dreamed about द सेम थिंग कि वाइट पेपर पे कुछ ग्रीन इंक से लिखा हुआ है, राइट? एंड उन ग्रीन इंक से जो लिखा हुआ है उसमें क्या होता था, बहुत सारे अलग अलग तरह के हीरोज़ होते थे और वो जो हीरो थे वो उनके डैडी ने ही बनाए हुए थे। उनके जो हीरोज़ से बहुत अच्छे होते थे और वो जो हीरो थे दे ऑलवेज विन ओवर द एविल वंस, है ना? जैसे कि हम हमेशा डेली सोप्स में देखते हैं, मूवीज़ में देखते हैं कि क्या होता है, विलन को लास्ट में क्या करते हैं, स्क्रिप्ट राइटर्स मार देते हैं। तो वैसे ही उनके फादर भी सेम वे में लिखते थे और वो ड्रीम भी वैसे ही करती थी।